Hello, Robotics Notes fans. Why did I? Nope, that's not when I'm supposed to press that button. Happy September 26th. It is a late 11:20 a.m., cutting it dangerously close for the amount of time I have to edit this, upload it, whatnot, write the tweet, all that stuff. But we're here. We're ready. Let's load the data. Robotics Notes Elite like Animal Crossing. The next day, Kai. After school, Akio comes stumbling over to my desk. Jun finally submitted it. Say what now? Her letter of resignation. You can submit those online, but apparently she went out of her way to write it out on actual paper. This is her way of being clear about her intentions. Very JUNNA-like, if you ask me. After what happened yesterday, I tried visiting her classroom a bunch of times since this morning, but all she kept saying was that she was quitting. And then during lunch, Mitsui and Yamamoto-san were guarding her, so I could barely get a word in at all. Mitsui and Yamamoto? Jun's friends. Ah, that one tough-looking girl and that hothead. You think they convinced her to resign? What should I do, Kai? I managed to escape without accepting her letter, but at this rate, Jun will end up quitting the robot club and hating robots more than ever. I lightly tapped the depressed Akiho's shoulder. Hey, Aki-chan. What's up? I have some business to take care of today, so I'll be swinging by the clinic a little later. Come on. What are you doing? It's personal. You're not going to try and convince Jun to change her mind? It's only been a day. Let's give her some space. I've got a good proverb for you. If pushing doesn't work, pull. Did you just make that up? I flash her a smile and silently exit the room. Akio continues to whine behind me, but I ignore her as usual. Let's see. I lean against my scooter and whip out my phone droid. That personal business of mine is this. Locating Kamijima Report number 4. 1 second. Just 1 second. Alrighty. Didn't do any cheating just then. After JUNNA left yesterday, I kept making adjustments to Gojiro-kun until I got him working. I only managed to get his lights to turn on. The poor sap couldn't stamp a thing. But it was enough to activate the trigger, according to Irie. I finally managed to activate all of the report number 4 triggers, which means the AR annotation should be visible somewhere. It's taken me a whole month to get to this point. I've been through a whole lot. Now I just gotta find the damn thing. Irie-chan. I wait until the students nearby leave, then summon Irie. A moment later. Hi! Irie cheerfully responds, I'm glad... I just realized, I'm glad I'm recording this now, because as of recording this, I think the Kiribasara website was down for maintenance, and it didn't come up again until like 8 minutes ago. So if I had recorded this like 10 minutes earlier, I wouldn't have a guide, and I'd have to legitimately look for this Kamijima report, because I don't remember where this specific one is. I only remember like the first few. I immediately tapped her forehead to summon Gejine. Access confirmed. Switching to Gejine mode. Do you have any idea where Kamijima Report number 4 might be? The best option is to determine its location via the placement of the triggers. There are 3 triggers for number 4 that might lead you to its location. Trigger number 2. Upload photos from, of the rocket launches from 4 suggested viewing points on Tanegashima to Iruo. The 4 recommended spots were as follows. Hayes Park, Uchugaoka Park. Who cares? It's Hayes Park. Trigger number 3. Activate Gojiro-kun stored at the robot clinic. The robot is located on the border of Nakatane-cho and Minami-tane-cho, near the Hayes Crossing. Trigger number 4. Test fire a geotag matchlock at least once. There are several conservatories and historical displays in Tanegashima that display objects related to matchlocks. It's gonna take too long to do all the rounds. I want to narrow this down as much as possible. If that's the case, the Robot Clinic, Hayes Park, Uchugaoka Park, Cape Karakura, and the Tanegashima Space Center. These locations should suffice. With that done, I can just hit up each place one by one. Well then, shall we get this party started? I really hope I can find the AR annotations at one of these spots. Guess I'll use the map to pick out potential places. Where's Hayes Park? There it is. I remember the placement of the marker though. I just didn't remember it's at Hayes Park. If I remember this correctly, it should be like, yeah, under the table there. Oops, wrong button. Boop. User access approval confirmed. Kimijima report number 4 obtained. Perfect. I'll read it here. There's not a person to be found in this huge park. Makes sense. It was built with the specific purpose of watching rockets launch. It's large and there are only a few pieces of playground equipment. Locals would never come here on a weekday. I lie down on the lawn and bring up the report on my phone droid. There is no company more knowledgeable in propaganda than the Tavistock Institute. They have at least 1 century's worth of research. The real value of it showed in the 1900s during World War I and II. What they do is guide others to follow the direction of the group's will. The guidance succeeded with help from the government, but the effectiveness went down over time. Due to that, they went undercover and started doing research to tap into people's unconscious during everyday life. It's obvious that the Committee of 300 was able to control major media networks all over the world thanks to their connection with the Tavistock Institute. I'm putting that one in there because I put in the, and it's easier to add. You know what? I'm wasting time. At one point, TV broadcasts had a problem regarding subliminal effects. That was just a childish prototype of propaganda, barely qualifying as brainwashing, and in recent years, they now hide among your everyday life, aiming to guide your mind. This is not somebody else's problem. This applies to you, who is reading this report. You even have to be aware of it in your daily life. They infest everything. They will not be coming in at a massive scale like public opinion, but will instead attack people directly in their minds. You have to understand that the things you thought you decided on your own were chosen from them looking into your thoughts. It's dangerous to believe your thoughts 100% of the time. You should decentralize your thoughts to reduce risks of brainwashing. My predictions are poor at the societal level compared to the personal level. Data sharing system via cloud computing is inevitable in society's infrastructure, but at the same time, media and corporations don't know that there's a danger lurking. Regarding computer security standards remaining unchanged, the risk that was spread out is easily concentrated into one place. Because of that, a major leaking of personal information will happen. They need to notice quickly. Project Mars originally had nothing to do with Project Adam, but it is a project running parallel to it by the Committee of 300. Depending on the situation, there is a chance that it can link with Project Adam to do a terrorist attack. If that happens, human society would be in even more chaos. Project Mars is not currently a threat in 2009. The project is still experimental. But in 10 to 20 years, The situation will definitely change. I hope that the horrifying devices known as robots do not flood our society, but the Tavistock Institute is capable of making people all over the world interested in them. The main goal of Project Mars is a vulgar, sci-fi-ish idea of robots rebelling, but you cannot ignore and mock it. Depending on the situation, robots can easily replace humans. If Project Adam fails in 2015, large solar disturbances will next arrive in 2019 and 2020. Once past that, the sun will enter a period of stability. In other words, this period of maximum solar activity is a convenient trigger for the Committee of 300. One could say that for the next decade, the Earth will become a favorable testing grounds for the Committee of 300. You should be suspicious about abnormal weather phenomenon and, if possible, collect data among unusual instances. Those will certainly have traces of Tavistock. What did I just read? Is it just me, or is Kokamichima the type who just rambles without a point? I wish he'd be more concise. Do you not like reading, Yashio-kun? I hate reading and studying, so these reports have been quite the trial. There's no more info here about the exoskeleton company. That's honestly the only thing I was interested in. That said, there are a few things that I found curious. The possibility that the robot boom is the result of Tavistock Institute's propaganda campaign is something else. I mean, robots exploded over the last 10 years. Folks say that Gunbarrel was the trigger for it all, but... wait. Weren't there subliminal messages hidden in the last episode of Gunbarrel? Which means that Gunbarrel itself could have been a propaganda vehicle. But to what end? To make Project Whatever a success? How does that have anything to do with the robots getting popular? It's just like the report said, the whole robot rebellion shtick was BS, so... Any thoughts, Gejine? Gejine is not in a position to hold opinions on this matter, thus, no comment. Well, great. Boring. Maybe I should give Frau a call. It's been about a month since I last saw her, back when the final episode leaked. Gejine, tell me about the next report's triggers. Downloading unlock conditions triggers to make Kimijima Report number 5's AR annotation visible. Download complete. The triggers for report number 5 are as follows. 1. Locate report number 4. Note from Gejine, trigger number 1 has already been completed. 2. Run from point A to B on the runway of the old Tanegashima Airport in under 5 minutes. Please refer to the map for specific locations of point A and point B. Oh jeez, if that's from one end to the other, I'm actually gonna die. Your prediction is correct. You must run about 1,600 meters, from one end of the runway to the other. Kill me now. Do you even know what my junior high record for the 1,500 meter dash was? Over 7 minutes. 7 minutes. I was literally the second to last among my male peers. There's no way I'm gonna cut 2 minutes off that time. Plus, in my current health situation, I can't do hard exercise. Trigger number 3. Gejine bluntly ignores my legit excuse. Do a lap on the marathon track at Nakatane-cho Central Athletic Park in under 60 seconds. Whoa, wait. This is madness. What kind of super jock series of triggers is this? 4. Get a bullseye on a target at Central Tanegashima High Kyudo Club Dojo. That is all. This might actually be the most difficult series of triggers to date. That whole typhoon thing seems like child's play in comparison. I don't even have a final chance here. I'm done. As usual, info regarding the next report in this case, number 6, is locked. My motivation is at an all-time low. I don't even care anymore. Whatever happens, happens. I sigh and gaze at the clouds and spread my arms and legs across the lawn. And that is another episode of Robotics Notes like Animal Crossing. I will see you all tomorrow. Tomorrow, right? Yep. For another episode of Robotics Notes like Animal Crossing, where we're gonna hang out with JUNNA. I really like this scene tomorrow, so I'm very excited about that. But until then, Nochio!